Champions League returns again for Manchester United. Wednesday up next, RB Leipzig. Another really difficult game in amongst a difficult run of fixtures for Manchester United. Now, we've had a couple of difficult fixtures. We got through them without defeat, and we go again on Wednesday night. Really difficult game, and nothing but a win will do for me for Manchester United. After that 0-0 draw with Chelsea, that was poor. I was disappointed. The onus was on Manchester United to go out there and get victory in that game, and I was disappointed, really frustrated with the team selection for that game. And the onus is on Manchester United to go out and win this game, because that game against PSG in the first game of fixtures will mean nothing if Manchester United go out and get hammered in this one. It really won't, because we'll be back to square one. We'll be back, third in the group or whatever, level on points with PSG again, and then a defeat against PSG at home, we're in fucking tatters and we'll probably go out. So we've got to get a result in this game. And as I say, I was really disappointed with the performance, negative sort of performance, a cagey performance against Chelsea. Not good enough for Manchester United. But the team selection I was not happy with for Manchester United. Really wasn't. I expected a better starting lineup, and if we put our starting lineup against Leipzig like that, I'll be fucking furious, to be honest, because the team selection just not good enough. I'm looking down the team and I'm seeing where the fuck are the goals coming from for Manchester United. Are we looking just to nick this game 1-0? I don't know. Forward line not good enough. The midfield for me not enough goal scoring and creativity maybe in there. And it seemed like we were just trying to fucking get a draw out of that game. And it's not good enough for Manchester United. We should be going out there and taking it to these teams at home. Certainly, and our home form has been absolutely fucking abysmal for a while now. So we've really got to try and get back to winning ways at Old Trafford, and we can only use the crowd as an excuse for so long at Old Trafford, because, to be honest, we're a better team than a lot of teams at Old Trafford. We've got better players than most teams we play in the Premier League. We should be up near the top end of the Premier League. We should be above mid-table, definitely. So above half the Premier League teams we're better than, at least in the Premier League. So the onus is, even home or away, is on Manchester United to go out there and get 3 points most of the time. And so I can't really use the home thing with no fans as a massive excuse for Manchester United. We've got to be still winning them the lion's share of our home games. And our away form has been great for Manchester United, but our home form has really got to improve. There's no excuse. Other teams have won home games, so we've got to start winning home games. Now, this game, I'm hoping that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer makes some changes to this. And I agree with Pat, and he said, Patrice Evra, after the game, why we didn't start our best team against Chelsea. Well, we've got to fucking start our best team in this game. Try and get the victory, because if we get the victory in this game, then one more win, and we could be almost there, to be honest. If we could win this game and then beat Istanbul in the next game, or whoever if we play Istanbul, and probably is the next game, then we're almost there for Manchester United. We'll be almost qualified. 3 wins in the first 3 will pretty much guarantee us there, and then we can look to concentrate on the Premier League, which is the bread and butter for Manchester United, because I don't think we stand a chance of winning this competition, even get out the group. It will be lovely to get out the group and have a nice cup run in the Champions League. But this realistically isn't where Manchester United are going to be. We need to get closer to the top teams in the Premier League, and that is still within our grasp. Although we've been shit in the Premier League, I think we're only about 6 or 7 points off the top in the Premier League still, with that horseshit we've been, which is crazy to think. So that is our bread and butter, but I still want us to put in a good performance and get a victory in this. Now, De Gea will be in goal, has been very good in a couple of recent games, so I'll definitely keep him in goal. I did question him at the start of the season, but lately he's come back and bounced back, so I'm pleased with that so far. At the back, I want some changes. I want Telles to come back in at left back. If we're playing a back 4, which he probably will at home, go the back 4. Lindelof and Maguire will be the centre halves. We know that, because he's probably not. He could bring 2-1-Zabi in, but I doubt he's going to do that now. Lindelof and Maguire are both fit together, and it will be Aaron Wan-Bissaka at right back Now there's a real conundrum of what he's going to do in midfield. Now, I personally think he should bring Paul Pogba back in midfield and drop either Scott McTominay or Fred, one of them two, to be honest. And obviously he's going to keep Bruno Fernandes in there, but I'll drop one of them two and bring back Paul Pogba in. Probably not going to bring Donny van der Beek into the starting lineup along with Pogba and Bruno Fernandes. He's probably only going to play Donny van der Beek if he doesn't play Pogba or Bruno Fernandes, which does question why he was actually signed for Manchester United, but does give Manchester United more strength and depth in them areas, because Pogba did miss a lot of football last season, and there's going to be a lot of games, so we've still got game time to see him. But it is frustrating that he hasn't started any meaningful games for Manchester United in the Premier League or in the Champions League as yet. But I'm hoping it's a midfield like that. Maybe even you could even bring Matic in and play the tried and trusted from last season at times, Matic, Pogba and Bruno Fernandes, which we saw somewhat towards the second part of, a bit towards the end of last season. And the forward line for me would have to be Rashford, Martial and Greenwood up front, because I don't think he's going to go for Cavani with the fact that he's only just come back from injury. I don't think he's even going to play Greenwood anyway, to be honest, but I'll go for that front three because Martial is banned for the Premier League. So for the Premier League game at the weekend, I'd give Cavani the last 15, some game time towards the second half maybe of this game, if we can get him back into it, and then he'd be ready for the game against Arsenal at the weekend. You probably can't expect Cavani to play 2 consecutive games this quick, like with 2-1 Zabi. That's probably what he thought at the weekend against Chelsea. Giving 2-1 Zabi 2 consecutive games after he's been out for a while would be quite a lot. But maybe 2-1 Zabi will play this game. We will have to wait and see. But I don't reckon he's going to go with that front three. I reckon he could go with Cavani, Martial and Rashford, but I don't think he will go with that either. I've got a feeling that Greenwood won't even start, which would be an absolute fucking worry. But it's probably going to be either Cavani or Martial starting for Manchester United, because he seems to always want to play Martial as the centre forward. So that is going to be probably the 2 batting out for that. So it should really be Greenwood on the right, Rashford on the left and Martial down the middle. That's what it should be. And Martial's been in poor form this season. Greenwood hasn't got going either yet, but Greenwood hasn't really had a crack at the whip really this season. I think he's only started two games for Manchester United this season. One of them was against Brighton, which was poor. Manchester United were poor. He wasn't very good. Probably did have the best chance. I think he did put one away, but it was offside in that one or one of the games. And obviously that one I can't really blame Greenwood for against Tottenham, because Manchester United were poor, down to 10 men after about half an hour, so can't really blame Greenwood too much in that game. He had 1 or 2 chances in that game, but besides that, it wasn't really his fault that he was so poor, because Manchester United were down to 10 men, so I can't really blame him so much on that one. But he really does need to get his season going now, Greenwood. It's a real shame that he didn't start the weekend, because fucking hell, Dan James should not be starting games for Manchester United. And if we've got that front three of Marcus Rashford, Anthony Martial, Mason Greenwood again, that scored us a lot of goals last season. They were our 3 most clinical goal scorers last season. I mean, obviously Bruno Fernandes coming in was a lot more clinical with his penalties and that, but that forward 3 was our best forward 3 last season, and we were scoring a lot more goals when that forward 3 were played. I mean, you look at, I had no problem with maybe Mata playing at the weekend, and obviously Rashford, and then it was Dan James, but that forward 3 does not frighten many people, and I think a lot of Chelsea fans were happy with that front 3 going forward for Manchester United against them at the weekend, because I mean, you look at Mata, I think it was about 19-20 games last season, no Premier League goals. Dan James has got very few goals for Manchester United, and although I didn't mind one of them 2 playing at the weekend, playing both of them and playing Rashford as striker, who I'm not convinced is good enough in that number 9 position, just isn't good enough for me for Manchester United. And the goal threat, if you add, okay, Anthony Martial has been poor this season, but he's a better goal threat certainly than Dan James. He's way better than Dan James, and Mason Greenwood is definitely better than Dan James or Juan Mata. So you're really up in the goal tally there for Manchester United. The goal threat will be so much better if you play that front 3 over what we played at the weekend. And I do criticise Ollie for that team selection at the weekend. He couldn't do a lot with Anthony Martial being out, but he could have still at least brought maybe Greenwood into the starting lineup. Hopefully he will start this game. But Leipzig are a very good side. They're right up near the top of the Bundesliga. They won the first game against Istanbul, so it's going to be a fucking difficult game for Manchester United. I think we've really got to be at it in this game. I am going to put my neck on the line. I haven't seen a lot of them play. I know obviously last season Timo Werner was a real massive threat for them, but luckily he's gone to Chelsea and we've managed to contain him at the weekend. But I presume that they've got some other decent players. I haven't watched, as I say, I haven't basically watched any of them play. Last season they did do well, got to the semi-final something of the Champions League. They were a very hard team to beat last season, so this isn't going to be easy. But I'm putting my neck on the line and saying Manchester United get the job done in this. If we can put out a team similar to that, what I've gone for. I'm going to go for Manchester United winning this game 2-1. I think the goal threat from Manchester United will be so much more with that forward line and with Pogba if he plays on the pitch. And I think Manchester United can score goals and create a lot more chances with that front three. That team that we put out on Saturday against Chelsea just wasn't, I mean, there just isn't the goal threat in that team. There really wasn't. It just was poor. And although we brought the likes of Cavani, Pogba and Greenwood on, it was too late. The tone of the game was set. And it's too late, it really is, and I was fucking annoyed with it. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. If you're watching this on Facebook, please do hit the share button. It really is appreciated. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do hit the subscribe button and hit the like button as well. If you don't like the video, you can also hit the dislike button as well. But let me know your thoughts on why you hate it, what you've got problem with Manchester United, and moving forward, your score predictions and everything else. And I'll talk to you all again soon. See you.